welcome to Laura B. Gardening. I am here in Southern California, sunny Southern California. Finally, we have wonderful sunshine and beautiful weather. However, the plants are like telling me, hey, it's a little too hot. We need some extra water, but enjoying everything blooming and just these beautiful rays of sun. So I wanted to show you today the dahlias, and many of you have asked me about my dahlias. I have a very small plot of dahlias, but it's so rewarding to us because we usually get, my husband and I love dahlias, especially my husband, and we get the big dinner plate dahlias, and he loves to cut them and hand them out to the people walking by our home. Or if he sees an older couple, he's so cute, he runs after them and he gives them flowers. So they've brought us a lot of joy. We have very few of them, but we enjoy seeing them grow. So I wanted to show you our process of the dahlias. We planted these that are going to be behind me back in April. And we had actually, part of it was kind of the soil and then grass. So this year we took out the grass and planted more dahlias. I did make a couple mistakes, which you're going to see. Don't do what I did. We planted them too close to the sidewalks. So I'm afraid to move her and disrupt her. So I'll be leaving it on the side for this year. And then when she dies back, I'll be moving her next year, or actually during the fall. Another thing that you'll see later once I bring you back to see all the dahlias in bloom is that I have them. I'm very strategic with colors. I love to see them like all the yellows and the oranges together, all the pinks and the whites and the purples. But when my husband and I were working on that part of the dahlias, he got all the bulbs and he mixed them all up. So I remember looking down and saying, so what dahlias are which dahlias? Because I need to mark them. He's like, well, I just put them all together. I'm like, oh no. So yeah, I don't know which ones are going to pop up. I don't know the varieties until I see them growing, because I did save all the labels for them. So it's going to be a pleasant little surprise once they come out. So let me show you what we do with them. And my husband, like I said, he loves his dahlias. We love dahlias. So here's the dahlias. We have another one that usually comes up right here. I'm a little worried. It's a purple dahlia. Let me see. No, I'm lying. It's a yellow dahlia, because this was all yellow and orange. So I'm not sure what happened. I don't remember taking anything out. You do see, sorry about this mess. So I wanted to show you here. We finally got all the sun that the foliage of the daffodils finally started to brown. So I did not cut them for the longest time because they were bright green. So I wanted all that energy to go to the bulb for next year, because this was full of daffodils, and they were so beautiful. I got so many compliments from the neighbors walking by. So I waited. Here we are. Today is June 26th, and I'm finally seeing the dye back on these. So I'll be cutting all this out, removing it, cleaning up this bed so it's nice and tidy and it looks pretty. But then here's our dahlias. And this is the mistake that I did down here. It's really close to the gate, so it actually, it's going to hit. So everybody's going to have to go out that front gate. I wasn't thinking, obviously, so, but it's all good. She'll be fine. Now with the dahlias, we pinch them back. So let me show you. There might be on this one. Let me see. I always have to really watch to see where they've been cut back. So let's see, what is it? New one. Oh, here. You got to really search. So let's look right in the middle. Do you see that hole down there where it's a hollow stem that's been cut out? That's where we cut it. Actually, we cut that first long shoot. So it has two other shoots, and it's a nice and bushy, a nice and bushy dahlia. So that's what you want to do. You want to pinch back that first cane that's coming up, so you have those two others that are coming on the side, and you have a nice full tall dahlias. We've done that to the dahlias here. So we have, these are all new. These along the fence. It was supposed to be another one right in the middle. Not sure what happened to that one, because it was a row of dahlias. I need to start coming in here and staking them because they get so tall that with any kind of movement, they could break easily. So we'll stake those down. Once I clean this bed up, this salvia fell over because the umbrella flew away. So I haven't had time to actually stake her up or bring her back to this position because she's kind of interfering with the dahlia. Oh, wait, what is that? And that must have been my husband's, whoa, that must have been my husband's stake of a plant. Okay, that's a really big stake. Interesting. Yeah, at least he tried, right? So here we have all our dahlias. We have another one here. These are all new. Don't know what varieties yet until we see them bloom. This is the one that's like 2 years ago, so I'm excited to see. This should be the yellow or the orange one, and then I'm not sure what's happening on that side. So now on the opposite side, this dahlia is a big white dahlia. So that's a dinner plate dahlia on this side, and there's supposed to be a second one over here. I'm not sure. I'm kind of waiting for her. Let's see. I'm going to come around. I think I just saw her. I think I just saw, let me see. No. There's another one that should be coming out soon here, or she should have been out by now. This all right here is native milkweed. So I will be pulling this back. This milkweed we got from Rogers Gardens because the tropical milkweed, the one that is yellow and red, are really bad for the monarch butterflies. I believe they carry some sort of a kind of a pest, kind of really toxic for them. So it's killing actually the monarch butterflies, the tropical milkweed. So Rogers Gardens was doing last year, if you brought in that milkweed, they would exchange it for the native milkweed that is beneficial to the monarchs. So that is, my daughter actually planted this. She was trying to save the monarchs. So we planted these right here, but I think they're a little too bushy. You need to cut those down and see where that other dahlia is coming because I have no idea where she's at right now. So that's going to be all cleaning up, but these are all the dahlias here on this side. They'll grow really big. One mistake that we did learn from last year is that we had a sprinkler on that corner. And every time that the sprinkler turned on, it would hit, because these dahlias get about like 4 feet tall. It would hit the dahlias and we didn't really know what was going on because the foliage was ugly and they would fall over and we're like, did a dog run through here? What happened? Until we realized that the sprinkler, because I think the sprinklers come in on at about 4 a.m., was knocking down the dahlias. So this year, I actually got the gardener to cap off the sprinklers here so they're not affecting the dahlias. So you want the dahlias to get water from the base. So don't water them from the top because that will damage the foliage. And dahlias love a lot of sun. So if you see here, we have sun like morning to night. So my home this side faces north, kind of northwest. So I get a lot of sun here, and the dahlias love a lot of sun. I will start fertilizing them with an spoma fertilizer because they do need any help that they could get to push out those big, beautiful blooms. So we will be fertilizing those. I'm going to be cleaning up. I'm going to be staking them down so they don't move a lot. And I can't wait to bring you back once they start pushing those first beautiful blooms. So that's the dahlias up here. Going to clean this up and make it look nice and tidy for the 4th of July, and we'll go from there. Okay, so you saw the dahlias up in the front of the house. So I'm going to show you the dahlias we have in the back. I have this Cafe au Lait dahlia. These two that I'm going to be showing you are in the pot. So I don't know if you remember me talking about these. I got these last year. So this is the 2nd year with these. I think this one for me is my favorite dahlia. This is the Cafe au Lait dahlia. And as you know, the Coco Loco Rose, I love that color. I love that kind of that smoky, old world color. Anything that has like a cafe, maybe because I like coffee too, I'll be all over that. So then to the left of me here, these were the first ones we got. My husband got this one. This is the Lavender Ruffle Dahlia. And she's not doing so good. And I think it's my fault because I did not water her for a couple of days and I completely forgot to water her. So I think she's starting to finally come back. Her leaves were a little distressed, but I've been giving her a lot of water. And I actually, what works for me is I usually put her in a saucer, like a terracotta saucer. So she takes up some of the water from the bottom of the saucer, so the bottom of her roots, and I water her on her topsoil here. So she really gets a nice, good bath. So yeah, see, in fact, you could see I kind of like forgot about her. So just don't tell my husband now. So that's the lavender ruffled dahlia. And then we had a couple that just came up behind us that I'm excited to show you. And I was actually really surprised. This morning I came out here, and you know, I always check on my garden, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a dahlia that came up. So I'm really excited to show you what we have coming up. So let's come over this way. And okay, what did not good really quick was these baby tears. So I did do a little video where I planted them, and somebody, we're not going to mention any names, but has 4 little paws, decides to always mark her little territory. So she has peed on them, and they're barely surviving, but yeah, that was not a success. So it is what it is. So let's come over here. And by the looks of this side here in this garden, you would have never known. I really didn't even notice it until literally till this morning that there was a dahlia, because here's the foxgloves. And it was kind of like camouflage with the foxgloves. And I'm like, wait, what? So look at that beauty. Oh, she's so pretty. And here she is. I am so glad I did not accidentally damage her bulb when I planted this foxglove. So look at that. There she is. And then she has all her little buttons on. Because I missed her and didn't see her, I wasn't able to cut her back. I might still do that. I might just wait for this one and then cut it back right here. We'll see. So these are smaller. They're not dinner plates. These are smaller dahlias. There's another one that came up from last year. This one is my favorite. So this one here, you can almost see the little petals are starting to form. Oh, it's like a beautiful pink and a creamy. It's one of my favorites, and it's so big and bushy, and it's just beautiful. So that's our second dahlia. And then, of course, I did see that one. I did put a marker, so I knew where these were, except for that one and this one back here where the lemon tree is at. I don't know if you could see it back there. I just noticed that a couple days ago. I'm like, well, how am I supposed to move that one? So we have that dahlia back there. I'm not sure how she's going to do because she's getting a lot of shade from the hydrangeas. So I'm not sure if I should move her now or wait. I probably should wait because I'll probably kill her because she's just starting to grow. So that's the 3 dahlias back here, and the 2 potted ones, which I cannot wait for the cafe au lait. And then I do want to show you. So I know I've told you guys about my front garden, the things that we have planned for, and I just waiting on a lot of things right now. But I've been wanting to implement some sort of gravel back here. And remember, I have a very small garden, so I always try to make the most of it. How I'm able to fit as much as I can, because I just want everything that everybody has in a big garden, but in a smaller scale. So this is what I'm planning to do. And I've kind of, my daughter and I have been bouncing ideas back and forth. I want to do like a little kind of not really a parterre garden, but something similar where I am going to line it up, kind of do a border of boxwoods all along this edge right here. So kind of like frames this area in, okay? And then, of course, I'm going to have a space here because I have a walkway. And then I'm going to bring this, continue these boxwoods on this side. And I think we said, yeah, so we're going to continue it here. And then continue it here. Make an L, follow this fireplace right up here, and then I'm going to show you, because this is how I design my things. Believe it or not, it's actually kind of hokey, but it's the way I get those ideas, and I finally get to see it, you know, on the ground here. So we'll pretend these are the boxwoods. So I'm going to have to move all these. They should be okay once I move them because they're just barely established. And I'm going to push this. We'll say this is a boxwood. Push this here, so I'll do like a little row of boxwoods, a border here, and then make an L and then close it up here. So you're going to have an entrance here to this part of the garden with more stepping stones I'm going to add. And then I'm going to take up more grass. I know. Most of you guys love grass. I love grass too. But when you have 3 dogs, I'm telling you, I have a heck of a time keeping the grass green. We've put all sorts of things. We put fertilizers. I have to actually wash down the grass because they pee here. So I have to always wash it down with some sort of like simple grain for pets to kind of like break down those enzymes of that smell. So I always have to do that. So I'm going to be taking out the grass, but I'm still leaving some grass. And we're going to put landscape fabric, and we're putting, yay, I am finally going to put gravel. So I'm really excited because I love the sound of gravel. I don't know, there's something magical. I think my daughter and I, we're always, every time we go to nursery, we're like, listen, we just love that sound. It's so like, I can't explain it. It's so like easy, and it's so like, it's such a good feeling to walk on it, and I love the sound of it. So I'm going to have gravel here. We're going to do something small here, not sure. So it's going to be like a small parterre garden with gravel, and it's going to be all framed in. So that's the idea. That's what we want to do. So I'm going to be working on that really since starting this week, and gonna get started on that, and I'm really excited to see what you guys think about that. I think it's gonna look great. So come on over here. Oh, hey, Blue. So Blue, my dear dog Blue, look at this, has come. I wanted to show you all the blackberries that I just harvested. He comes in here and he knows very well which ones are ripe and which ones, oh, there he goes, which ones are not ripe. And he knows these are not ripe, so he will not eat those. But he's been coming over here and he has eaten all the ripe ones. So I was able to actually harvest all the ones that I saw this morning before he got to them. And I was able to have some blackberries in my breakfast this morning, which was really yummy and really rewarding to actually be able to, I'm going to get out of the sun. Okay. Whew. To actually be able to harvest your own berries and have them for breakfast. I thought that was awesome. I've never done that before, so I loved it. And then on my shade garden back here, my Annabelles, invisible, I think these are the ruby Annabelles, were kind of drooping, you know, they droop. So I cut them all out, and I'm going to actually make little arrangements and give them to my neighbors and to my mom. So I cut these out. These were all drooping, the hellebores. I got some of the white hydrangeas, and actually this was Blue's flower. Blue loves this tiger-eyed flowering maple. In fact, if you see it, the hummingbirds love it too, because I don't know if you saw what I just did. All this honey just comes out of these little blooms. The hummingbirds love that flower. So that is my plan in the next couple of hours, is to just, you know, make a little arrangements for my neighbors and go drop one off for my mom and just get summer ready. So I can't wait. 4th of July is just around the corner, so I just want to make sure that everything's going to be cleaned up. My neighborhood gets, we have a block party, and so it's just a really fun time. You see a lot of kids riding their bikes, having ice cream, so I just want to get the garden ready. I always have people over, and everybody, you know, just, it's like kind of an open house. Everybody's coming in and out. So wonderful. I hope you have a wonderful day, and may God bless you, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye, friends.